Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between State and Barcode on Orbital Shipyard. In the bottom left of Orbital Shipyard, we have the red Protoss player, it is State. And in the top right of Orbital Shipyard, we have the blue Zerg player, it is Barcode. This was found on lotv.spawningtool.com, a good resource for replays that you want to watch and learn how to play like your the pros that you admire so much. And again, this is State, professional level player. I believe this is a ladder game, so it's a GM here that he is matching up against, and a ZVP promises to be an excellent game. People do not upload terrible games, I don't think, to lotv.spawningtool.com. But again, I do have a screener, Dominique, who helps me out with those, so that kind of keeps the riffraff out of the casts. So ZVP, what can we say about this matchup? Really, from what I've heard, is Zergs, as of late, I mean, I guess this started a few weeks ago, but especially with players like Fenner, they've just been going Ling Muta against Protoss that go blindly into those disruptors. And so what that's kind of done is switched on over to where Protoss players are going for double Stargate Phoenix to counter those Mutas, and then following up with an Archon Disruptor type situation, which is great against Lings as well. So it is kind of a back and forth here. The meta isn't really set, but there are some good answers for anything that you want to see. As Barcode is going for a 3-hatch before pool, there's the Extractor, not even getting a pool yet. Here at the 1 minute and 28 second mark, again, seems fast on Legacy of the Void, but this is actually pretty far into the game. So where's that pool going to be? Barcode, there it is. There's the pool. Ready, set, pool. Excellent, excellent. So 3-hatch into Extractor, into pool from Barcode. State going for a more standard 2 gateway expand here with the Nexus. We've seen this fairly frequently on my channel. Allows you to get 2 Adepts out with double Chrono Boost based on the timing here with this Nexus finishing on up. So the double Adept Cybernetics Core going to finish here as well. A little bit later, I've seen different timings. People are kind of experimenting, trying to see if there's a way they can get the Nexus to finish at the same time as the Gateway, at the same time as the Cyber Core, and get those Adepts out as soon as possible. But again, it's going to be 2 Adept pressure here. Barcode's going to have a hard time dealing with this because he's not going to have Speedlings for quite a while, which is something State sees. He sees the spawning pool not even finished here at the 2.5 minute mark. And says, alright, so Speed's probably on the way now. And there it is, but it is a fairly long upgrade. 79 seconds in game, which is a lot of seconds. A lot of seconds to wait for it. And here come the Adepts. Double Chrono Boost on those Adepts. Indeed, they are being actually rallied to a defensive position, which I find somewhat odd because he knows there's no Speedlings coming. Slowlings could be on the way, but considering those are kind of the worst units in the game, I don't know this is something that State is going to worry about all that much. So I think the Adepts should be sent out. Ready, Adepts? Do not play defense. I need you to play offense. Ready, set, go. There it is. Moving right on out. Those guys are troopers. Gals, rather. They are female in the lore of Legacy of the Void. And pop! There they are, moving on out. If you haven't seen an Adept before, here they are. 10 damage with their Glaive Cannon. Versus Light, it's 23 damage, though. So they do 2-shot Lings, they 2-shot Marines, they 2-shot SCVs and Probes, and really fantastic at early game Harass. And here they come, ignoring the shots from the Queens. Can't decide what they want to do. Psionic transferring their way back home. A bunch of Lings here. Slow Lings on creep can surround these guys and cause a bit of a problem. Oh, and they Psionic transfer their way back on home. So they recognize, okay, there's a Queen, there are a bunch of Lings. We killed maybe two drones? Yep, 2 drones were lost in that huge battle. Sentry is trying to take down this Overlord, and State going for a 3rd Nexus. Ah, so just trying to out-macro his Zerg opponent to this point. APN level for these players, above 250. Barcode's actually playing at 350 right now. He is spamming those keys as hard as he can. Lings running around here as well. Gateway, Pylon. And no, not enough Lings to force the cancel on that Nexus. Production tab doesn't show any Lings either. Barcode instead taking the opportunity to go for his lair. Because if you see this from a Protoss player, yes, they're trying to keep up with you in macro and in economy. But what that means is they can't be super aggressive, really, for a couple minutes at least. So go ahead and tech up, expand again. State has thrown down a couple starports here. His Warp Kit research is just about to finish. And Ling checking to see, is there a 4th Nexus? I mean, that would be insane. It really would if State had a 4th Nexus just on his own out here. But Barcode says, you know what? He was gutsy enough to take his 3rd this early. Might as well go for it. Maybe there's a fourth. Who knows? Better safe than sorry. Might as well scout with these lings rather than sit them back in my own base. I like that from Barcode. Some people have asked what Barcode means, and it just means you put in Barcode as your player name, which is totally fine. It just means that nobody knows who you are. So if this is a pro level player, for example, practicing on the North American or the Korea GM ladder, you don't know who it is. You can't gain insight into what their strategies are by watching their games on, for example, spawning tools. So Barcode kind of keeps them safe. I've also seen players of non-pro caliber also go as Barcode just to avoid being recognized. People that Twitch stream, for example, even if they're not necessarily that great, they don't want people stream sniping them because it makes them look bad. And so they'll go as Barcode as well. But this, I don't know, this APM is super high just for a nobody. So I'm going to have to assume this Barcode might be somebody who's really good. Who do you think it is? 350 APM. It could be Solar. Solar's a really good Zerg player. Could be Life. Life would be interesting, although I don't know that State and Life would play necessarily on the same ladder. The Queen could throw an inject down if she really wanted to. I don't know that she does. There it is. There's that inject. State sending out a lot of hallucinated phoenixes to check things out. Oh, Overseer gets killed, but does announce to the world that Phoenix are on the map. Phoenix rolling on in. Say, we're going to go Overlord hunting. However, there are a lot of Hydras on the map here. We can hear them killing stuff. And there they are. The Phoenix run for their lives at this point, picking up. Nope. Instead deciding not to pick anything up because the Hydras are coming up quick from behind. And they want to kill this Overseer without losing all of their Phoenix. They can't quite do it. Oh, the Phoenix lives with 11 hit points. Fourth base just now popping. And Hydra Ball. Lurker Den. Barcode is also getting an Infestation Pit as well as +1/+1 for those Roaches and Hydras. And Ravagers, although right now, is it just Hydra? Yeah, no Roach Warren at all for a Zerg player. Weird indeed. Warp Prism here with some Adepts going to try to land on in and kill some stuff. Overlords scout that out. No problemo, though. And what's going to deal with it? The answer is a single Queen is going to try to handle this. But nope. Warping and additional reinforcements is this Warp Prism. And where are the Hydras? Where are you at, Hydras? You're way down here for some reason. Okay, the Queen ends up dead. And the Hydra is going to clean up the rest of these Phoenix if they don't run. They do. Warp Prism as well. Bad angle. Oh, Warp Prism didn't go around the outside. Instead went straight down. Ended up falling. And another Overlord falls here. The Phoenix doing a great job killing Overlords, but Barcode's not going to be supply blocked anytime soon. Not really worried about things there. State getting Gravitic Drive to increase the speed of his Warp Prisms. Make them a little less squishy, but Barcode has a Hive coming up. There's that Hive. Morphing on in. Muscular augments for the Hydras, +2 Carapace, +1 melee. Which tells me Barcode might be going for some Ultras. An Ultra transition here might be pretty nice. There's a single Immortal, a lot of Zealots, and some Adepts. Not a good composition if you're going up against Ultras. Taking the sneaky way around, though, here is State. I think he wants to make an assault on that fourth base. Is Barcode going to be ready for it is going to be the question. There are a lot of Hydras, and there are Lurkers here as well. Lurkers burrowed. Do really well against Zealots and Sentries and things. Immortals, pretty good too. And there they go, the Spines, and State says no. No, we're not attacking into this. The Spines are super dangerous. If you overextend, we'll kill your stuff, no problem. If you want to extend past the protection of these Lurkers, which is here, then yeah, we'll kill your things, no big deal. As Lurkers burrow in a more forward position. Phoenix do kill the Overseer. Nice job, Phoenix, not losing a single one of their group. Excellent control there on display by State and Barcode. Getting an Ultralisk Cavern. As expected. State is getting Blink and +2 attack. Disruptor's on the way. Disruptor's not a great answer to Ultras. I mean, they do 150 damage. Okay, 145. But just not the strongest move against Ultras that have 500 hit points. Takes quite a few Purification Novas to take those guys down to 0. Warping on in, but there are Hydras ready to defend the Ultralisk Cavern. I don't think is going to be taken down tonight. Another big attack over here, lifting the Queens off the Hydras, rolling on in as well. The Zealots trying to kill everything, doing a pretty good job of it, but the Spines in the ground are here lifting more Hydras, taking them out of the battle entirely. Observer helping to spot these guys, killing a few Lurkers. Is there enough on the ground to deal with this? All these guys get cleaned up. by the Queen and the Hydras. Immortals are still alive. Archon's still alive with 4 kills. Is this hatch going to fall? It is. Barcode is going to lose this hatchery. Some Hydras and Roaches coming from the backside, but it's not enough. And there's the recall. Excellent, excellent play there by State. Man alive, he kills the hatch, gets his army back home safe. It's 152, 154 to 132 total supply. Barcode is up, but losing that base hurt. Being stuck as a 3-base Zerg when you really want to go for Ultras is not a good feeling at all. Roaches and Hydras here at this base trying to kill Pylons. The Pylons doing a pretty good wall, actually. Purification Nova, there it is. There's the Nova, and kills a few Roaches. Not a huge hit, but a good one nonetheless. Purification Nova is now up. Mothership Core is here. And the army, I'm not sure if he really wants to push the issue here. Is Barcode, but he's got Lurkers burrowed on in, killing Archons as well. Archons taking a lot of hits there. Both of them exploding. Void Rays throwing down prismatic alignment to try to kill Hydras. Lifting again with the Phoenix. The Phoenix doing a great job. The Void Rays still alive. Up to 2 kills. And Nova killing a large group of units there. And the army actually gets cleaned up. State manages to hold on. He holds his 4th base after killing the Zerg player's 4th. So nicely done, State. Excellent job, absolutely. Creep spread here, trying to get over to this base to see what it can see. Hydra's getting lifted and killed. More Hydras going on down, though. And no, State cancels that, gets on out. Don't want to lose those Phoenix for nothing. I mean, it's good to be aggressive. They do extra damage against Hydras because they are light, right? They're light biological. And Phoenix here do extra damage versus light, 10, with a weapon speed of 0.79. So they shoot fast, and they shoot pretty hard against light units. 4th base has been replanted. Barcode, I don't think he ever actually went for any Ultras. He made an Ultraless Cavern, which did get scouted, but not actually making any Ultras at all. Just going for Roaches and Lurkers. I think he's worried about saving this base, which is probably a smart thing to be worried about. A lot of Hydras, man. A good Purification Nova, wiping those guys out, and that's it for Barcode. So we'll see if State can pull it off. Here we go, moving right on in. Once again, not worrying about the Lurkers, just attacking into this group, no problem. A lot of Immortals in the back are killing a lot of these units. A lot of units getting lifted. Archons in the front doing extra splash damage to absolutely everything on the ground that Barcode has, but being forced to back on out here. Why? What is... I mean, there is a small group of Roaches and Hydras, but not a huge group. He can kill this base once again. He does. The Immortals especially doing tons of damage. 60 damage versus Armored. Revelation being thrown down on this army. And Barcode, I think, might be smart to take this base if he can. A Warp Prism, I think, is ready for that, but either way, pushing the advantage once again here is State. Void Ray at the front, getting sniped on down. The Immortals do great against these Roaches. Zealots coming in to provide a bit of a buffer for them, though, and chasing the army back once again is State. State pushing in, pulling out. Long distance mining here are these drones. I don't think that State's going to push go in there far enough to actually see them. But trying to get some Spore Crawlers here, trying to move this out, replanting his 4th again. Barcode. Not looking good, friend. Not looking too good at all. Phoenix trying to see what they can see. The answer is Spore Crawler and a few Queens. So they go home. And +1 air weapons just about to finish. Meanwhile, Barcode getting more and more Hydras. I just don't know if that's the right answer here. It's 174 to 142 total supply. And attacking once again. And not even getting a cancel this time on that 4th. The hatchery does end up exploding. State not overcommitting. He's just poking in, trying to kill that economy, taking another base of his own, another Nexus along this left side. High Templar on the way for State. Getting that shield upgrade. Gravitic boosters. Did he cancel that earlier? He might have, but it's on the way now, again. Barcode is going for a Hydra Lurker with +2 attack type composition. +2 is going to be a long time coming, though. And what's the answer going to be here? It might just be a macro type thing. It's 196 to 148 total supply, 81 to 70 total harvesters. The ability to kill this 4th really just makes composition almost irrelevant for State, but that's a lot of Roaches and Hydras and Lurkers. The State want to do this. And he does! The Zealots come charging on in there. The Archons splash damage everything at the front. The Immortal count is so high! Immortals killing every single Roach on the ground, lifting Queens, lifting Lurkers, getting them out of the way so that the ground units can smash everything that is there. The base gets killed once more, and a GG from Barcode. Barcode is defeated. State's victorious, and Barcode has left the game. Nicely done by State. Just ability to kill that 4th base over and over and over, defending against attacks in his own front yard. That Phoenix Ball was really good just to clean up and lift those lurkers especially. They really made themselves super useful. They don't necessarily kill the lurkers quickly, but the ability to lift them and take them out of the battle allows the rest of the units on the ground to do the dirty work. Exactly what State was trying to do. Immortal count was fantastic. So get those Immortals against Zerg. If they're going lurkers, they are pretty easy. A pretty good counter there, I think. So that's about it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, enjoy the music from Cee-Beats. There's a new song out there. And until next time, as always, thanks for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Seems like any other summer's evening. But tonight is special. No one knows why the creatures here are so special effects. After 17 years underground, just to prove her wrong.
Well, just get back to me when you have an answer. Thanks, wanted on the telephone.
You know better than to interrupt me. Say I'm busy and hang up.
All sorts of creatures now appear, including some really unexpected ones. They spend their days underground and only emerge at sunset.
About 3 days later, she was good and ready. So she put on about ½ a pound of makeup, fixed it up with a veil, and set forth to see the mill in person.
I've waited 20 years for this call. Now the mill can wait until I'm good and ready.
At first, there are merely thousands, but soon more than 1 billion swarm all over the forest. The biggest emergence on the planet is underway. But as night falls, they're transformed. The hunted become hunters.